Okay. Now let's we have already released the transport request created for this program, right? If you want to check the transport request, go to utilities. You can find this for every object. You can find this for function modules, methods, classes. Okay. Everything you can find this version management. Go to utilities, versions, version management. Then you can find all the transport requests created for this program. Now, what is the state of this transport request? What is the status of this transport request? Released. So that we can add any changes to this transport request. Okay. Let's try to change the program. Change the program. Okay, we have changed something and write our code. Select from into see if you know the programs or not, that is second thing. But you should know how to work with the transport requests and all. Okay, that is very important. Now, when you click on save, you did some changes to the program and click on save. It is asking for a transport request again. Why? Why it is asking for transport request? Because
That request is already
yeah, that request is already released to the test system, and we are doing a new change to the program. Now we have to provide another transport request. Okay, either you have to select the available transport request in your system, or you have to create your new transport request. Let's say you already created a transport request which is relevant to the same functionality. Just go and select the transport request. Okay, but that should be created for your functionality, your current functionality. Okay, that should be relevant to your current functionality. Don't add your objects to the any available transport request. Okay, in this case I don't have any relevant transport request. I am going to create one more transport request. Create one more transport request. Okay, save. I'm providing description, short description, and it will automatically generate the transport request. Right? Click on active, execute. Now go to utilities, versions, version management. How many transport requests we have?
two.
Two for this. So we have released two changes. Okay, we have released two changes to the test system. So if you want to know what are all the changes you have released along with this transport request, how can you check? Click on here. What is the change? What is the code you released along with this first transport request? Click on this, select that, and click on this. Find this one. Okay, this lens symbol. Click on this lens symbol. So this is the code which you released to the test system using this transport request. Okay, now select the other transport request, deselect this, select the other transport request, and click on the magnifier display. This is the code which I have released using this transport request, right? Is it correct?
Yes.
So click on this. What is the state of this transport request? Modifiable. You can still add changes to this transport request. Okay. Let's go to SC11. We'll create one data element. Okay, create. We'll select data element. I'll select built-in types. Char 10. I'll maintain field label. What is field label? What is field label?
Descriptions of the table field.
It's not exactly description of the table field, but when you create a field label, so where it will be reflected? Report headers in ALV reports, right? So I'm creating a data element and click on save. So it is asking to provide a transport request when I click on save, because I've selected a proper package, not the local object. Okay, then this is the transport request which we have already created. If you want to add, just click on continue. Otherwise, create a new transport request. Let's assume this data element is relevant for this program. Okay, this is for the same functionality. Then click on continue. Select activate the data element. Go back. Just refresh this. So this is the transport request, right, which I have created. Go to subtask. How many objects we have? We have one data element and report. Okay. So version management is also very important. Where you can find versions, where you can find versions of the program.
Utility.
Yes. Go to utilities,
Versions.
version management. Here you can find all the transport requests released for this program, and you can find the code. What is the exact code you have released along with this transport request? Let's say if you want to find what is the code which I have released with first transport request, select the transport request and click on this magnifier symbol. You can see the code. Or you can find the differences. You can find, let's say, I did some changes in the first transport request and released it. After some time, some other person, other developer did few more changes to the program. If you want to know what are the new changes applied to this program, how can you know? Just select both. Click on control in the keyboard, select the second transport request also. And then what we have to do? Compare. Click on this compare. So content unchanged means this is the code which we released along with first transport request, and this is the changed. The following lines were changed. These are all the newly added lines, right? You can also change the view. So this is the first transport request. The one which you can see in the right side is first transport request. The left side one is second transport request. These are the changes, newly added changes, which are highlighted in this color. These are the newly added changes. So you can identify newly added changes like this when you compare the versions. Okay, so that you can come to know what are the other changes did by the different developers. Okay, is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, this is about transport requests. Okay, so what is the type of transport request we create? Usually we create workbench workbench transport requests. You can see development or correction. The type of transport request is development or correction. Okay, So how to release a transport request? First release the subtask. When you are done with your changes and when you are done with your unit testing, go to here, click on release the subtask and then release the main task. Before that, what you have to make sure, all the objects assigned to the transport request should be active. What is it? All the objects assigned to the transport request must be in active state. Okay. You can also check. You can also check this object before releasing it. How can you check? Go to select the transport request. Go to request task. Complete check. Or you can also try simulate release. Simulate release means it won't release actually. It will not release the object, but it will just simulate the process. Okay. So that if there is any errors, you can fix those errors before releasing it. Release the main task. Now it is released. This transport request is released. Now the basis team has to take care of this transport request and apply this change to the test system. Okay. In few projects, it will happen automatically. When you release the transport, that will be automatically applied to the test system. But in few projects, basis team will explicitly handle it. Okay. And you have to maintain this transport request details in corresponding project management software. So how will your project lead or manager assign you the work? Assign you any task? How will they assign you any task?
Pizza.
They'll use some project management software. Okay, they'll use some project management software to assign tasks to you. For example, Jira. Jira is a project management software. They'll create a task in Jira and assign it on your name. Then you will get a notification about the task. Then you have to open the Jira and they'll provide requirement documents in the Jira, the task. What are all the changes you have to do, or what are all the programs you have to do. They'll create, they'll include, or they will attach those requirement documents to the Jira task. You have to go through those documents and you have to complete your development. Okay. For each task, there will be a priority, low, high, medium. Okay. And you have to maintain this transport request details in the relevant task. Okay. You have to add your comments. If you have any questions, you can ask them. Like if you have any doubts, you can add that as a comment. Okay, so that they'll respond. Okay, let's say if you don't know a table, you don't know table which you need to select, then ask them what is the table I have to use in this program, or what is the selection condition, what I have to use in where condition. You can ask them. Okay, is it clear? Let's go to HANA Studio. Same. We do the same things in HANA Studio also. We create transport request. We use same transport request, and we release transport request. What are all the things we are doing in ECC? You can do the same things in HANA Studio, but the screen, the GUI is different. Okay, the GUI is different. That is the only change. And in addition to that GUI change, we can create some additional objects like ABAP on HANA objects like CDS views and AFDPs. Okay, let's create one sample CDS view. Before that, we'll create our own package so that we can assign our objects to the same package. Let's copy this instead of creating a new. Let's copy this package name into a new package. creating a new package. Z package name will be like this: GSD, ZMM. In general, you can see this kind of projects. Okay, I'll create ZABAP. Creating a ZABAP project. Okay, now next software component. We have to select some software component. Software component is nothing but which domain? HR, CRM. I'm selecting some S4 core. Next, okay, application component is also necessary. Package must be assigned to home software component. Okay, software component is home. Home. Next. So it's expecting a transport request. We have because we have to apply this package to the test system. Okay, whatever the objects we created in development, we have to apply it to the test system, right? That's why it's expecting a transport request. Select one transport request so that we can apply the same package to the test system. Okay, activate the package. Now is it created? Just refresh. Just refresh this tree, entire system library, and check for our package whether it is available or not. So our GABAP package is available. Okay, why it is showing in white color? Is it due to that there is no objects? Just create one object. So now we'll create a CDS view. How can you create a CDS view? Go to your relevant project and right click on the like this. New other ABAP repository objects. Select core data services. Select data definition. Next. Provide a name. Z SD underscore. Okay. Now click on next. Select your transport request or just create one more transport request. I'm selecting existing transport request. Click on next. Now we have different types of CDS views. One is simple CDS view, define view. Another one is define view with join. Using this join, we can join multiple tables and display the output. First, we'll see define simple CDS view. Okay. Now Click on finish. Okay, this is CDS view editor, right? You have to provide some names here. First one is view name. You have to provide view name here. GSD underscore V underscore CDS view. And you have to provide a data source name. What is data source? Table name. And you have to provide fields. Mattner. Okay. And what are all the other fields we have? MPART, right? You have to use comma. Check the CDS view. Activate. Just execute this ABAP application. So we have our data, right, for the two fields. Is it correct? Are you able to see data? This is how you have to define your simple CDS view. We are writing a select statement on a select, what we are doing here in CDS view. We are selecting data from MARA table, material management table. What is the syntax? Define view CDS view name as select from table, and these are list of fields which you want to select, right? And here you have to provide CDS view name. This will be available in S11 data dictionary. Go to S11. View. This will be automatically generated when you activated the CDS view. Display. So how many fields you can see here? Will automatically generate with the fields which you are using in the selection. Only two, right? MA and it is common. Let's say we'll add one more field. What are the other fields? We have in MARA table. Let's add ERSDA, that is created data, I think. Let's add created data also. Activate the CDS view. Activate the CDS view. Ignore these errors. Ignore these errors. These are not relevant to our programs. Okay. Activate your CDS view. Now execute your CDS view using this run option. You have your data here, right? In HANA Studio, you can see data like this. Go to S11, check your view. You should have three fields here. It will automatically generate. Okay? Is it clear? CDS view name is different and view name is different. Okay? So this is the CDS view name and this is the view which is generating along with the CDS view. Okay? You can also define it as key, material number as key. Okay, now let's check the syntax, like how it will display. This is the key field. Okay, also you can use some alias names. So what it is displaying? What are the list headings it is displaying? Technical names, right? Matner, MTRT, like that, right? You can also change the field name as like this, as material, as date, as type. There should not be any space. You should use either underscore. You can also use underscore. Material type. Okay. I think this name is reserved for SAP. And use created with. Okay. Check the syntax. Activate. Now you can see different field names here, right? What we call them? What we call this?
Alias.
Alias names. Okay. You can change the field names while selecting the data using alias names, right? Now this is our data dictionary view, which is generated along with CDS view. This is CDS view. This is the syntax to create the CDS view. Okay. These @ symbols, right? We call them as annotations. Annotations, we'll discuss about them later. Okay, we'll call them annotations. Let's use the CDS view in your program. Let's use the CDS view in our program. You can also write your program in same here, ABAP data dictionary. Go to new. Source code library. Just type program. When you type program, you don't need to search all the objects. Select ABAP program. What is the name of program? Z demo CDS. Okay. Provide the description. Click on next. Select your transport request. I'm selecting because I'm creating all the objects in package. That's why it's asking transport request every time, right? It's not working. Looks like it's hanged. By the time, let's try it in ECC. So you can use your CDS views in your data selections, like in report programs. Instead of tables, you can write, you can use CDS views in your select statements. Okay. Instead of selecting data from tables, you can use CDS views in your select statements. So where we are going to execute this code, data selection. So where this data selection logic will be executed in database level. If you write normal select statement, that will be executed in the application layer. Okay, but if you use CDS view to select the data, the data selection logic will be executed in database level. Okay, which is very faster. That's why we use ABAP and HANA objects. Okay. So it is working now. Okay, let's try to create one program. Select star from, what is our CDS view name? This is the CDS view name, right? What is our CDS view name? This is the CDS view name. Into table. Let's define our internal table. IT underscore CDS. That's it. Now, how many fields we are going to select from the table using the CDS view? So these are all the methods available for this class using HANA Studio. This is another advantage. You can see all the list of methods available for this class automatically. Okay. Select the method and provide the importing and exporting parameters. IT underscore CDS, right? Yes. Dot, no, here, dot, check the syntax. So actually there is no syntax errors. Activate and run the program. ABAP application. Got your output, right? Right? What is our program? Z demo CDS, right? You can access same program in ECC GUI also, like not ECC GUI, GUI. Okay, Z demo CDS. Display. So you can see same code, right? You can execute this program here also. How many fields we are selecting? Only 3 fields. Material number. So just observe. Just observe. We are able to see alias names, not the actual names. The field names are changed to alias names, right? Use alias names, that will be reflected in program also. Okay. If you remove these names, you can see Matner, ERDAT, MTR like that. Okay. Alias names are optional, right? Is it clear? This is how we call our CDS view in our program. Just like, you know, right, how to write a select statement. It is very similar. Instead of table, you will use your CDS name here, CDS view name here to select the data. Clear? అర్థమవుతుందా?